In this help video, I'd like to look at our WPT wave price target scripts in TradingView to help to project in advance where the next Elliott wave swing is likely to end. You can see on this chart here, I've placed an Elliott wave count on the chart, and you can see we actually had a high here at the typical wave 5 WPT. So the question is, could you have anticipated this in advance? Well, I'll just turn the Elliott wave script off there by unticking that, and let's show you how you could have anticipated this in advance. So let's use training mode and go back in time a bit to about there. There we go. Now remember, this is using your own manual Elliott wave count. So here you'd have used that as the start of the sequence. This would be wave 1, this would be wave 2, this would be wave 3, this would be wave 4. So you now want to project up in advance where you anticipate a potential wave 5 is likely to end. So here you open our WPT script. First and foremost, make sure you have enough days to calculate. This is a 4-hourly chart, so we have to have it up around 40 or 60 days. If it's a shorter time frame, you can have less days there. We now go through and we choose what wave pattern we're looking to project. Now that was going to be a wave 5 up, so we suggest wave 5. Direction, we want up. We now have to select the pivots. Okay, so it gives you a little hint here or tip about which bars to choose or which pivots to choose depending on what projection you're doing. Because it's a wave 5 up, this requires the most bars or the most selections. It's the hardest one to do. So here, this is the last pivot. Can you see on the chart? So that would be -1, that would be -2, that would be -3, that would be -4. So 4 swings back. So for bar 1, I suggest you pivots back, and here it will be 4. We come down to the next one. So this is the second selection. Again, pivots back. This would be 3. We come down to bar 3. Again, pivots back. This would then be 2. We come down to the next one, pivots back. This would then be 1. And then on the last pivot, the last one here, because we have to have bar 5, don't we, for a wave 5, which is this pivot here. You can see this is the last one. So you actually leave that as the last pivot. So that would be the last pivot. So again, this would be the last pivot. -1, -2, -3, -4. So we've gone through using our little help there, little tips there about which ones to select for each one. Now this is taking a bit of time because I'm explaining how to do that. In reality, once you've got the hang of this, you can do it quite quickly for real. To place the WPT on the chart, you then tick the display WPT1 tick box there. Excuse me. And it will display on the chart in a second. Just try doing that again. I think my mouse click missed a bit. There you go. It's registered at that time. Sorry about that. And as you can see, it's now projected them on the chart for you. So as you can see, this has anticipated or projected up areas of where the wave 5 is likely to end. I'll just turn that off by unticking it. And now turn training mode off. And obviously that's what happened. It went up to the typical wave 5 WPT. Perhaps I should have done a box around that to show that at the time. Let's do another one that's a bit easier. Let's look at having a potential wave C down here. So again, I'm going to use training mode just to go back to here somewhere and say, right, if we're anticipating a potential wave C swing down here. So again, you open the script up. That would be the last pivot. That would be -1. That would be -2. So here we're looking for a wave C. We're looking for a wave C down. The first one here, you can see again, we have to select this one because for a wave C. Pivots back. That would only be 2, wouldn't it? Because we're looking at -1, -2. Pivots back. This one here, again, pivots back, would only be 1. And then the third one, you see here, it says for wave C, you just have as the last pivot, because that's the last pivot there. You then tick the box, and as you can see, they're projected down on the chart for you. So this would be wave A, This would be a wave B, and that would be your minimum wave C WPT, and that would be your typical wave C WPT. You can draw a box around it if you wish to give you the area of roughly where that would be. And then if I turn that off, because I'm just using training mode here, so I don't want it to recalculate. That you can see what happened there. It came down for an ABC down into the area there where the market made the low there. Once it's got down there, obviously then you can do your full Elliott wave scripts. Now this would be -1 back, so this would be pivots back -1, and you can do your Elliott waves on there. And there it is, A, B, down there for the wave C once it's come in. So hopefully this has shown you what to do with the wave price targets. Again, it's quite straightforward. First of all, make sure you have enough intraday bars. Next, select the wave you want to project. Next, select the direction. Then just go through each pivot, so bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, etc., depending on what wave you're looking to project, and then select those. As we've shown, I suggest having the pivots back, -1, -2, -3, -4, etc., etc., where normally the last pivot is selected the last pivot. And then once you've done those selections, you then tick the box there to display it, and as we've seen, it then displays on the chart for you. So this video has been quite lengthy because it actually takes far longer to actually explain it and go through and actually talk about it than it does when you're actually doing it yourself. Once you've done it yourself and a few times, it is actually quite quick and easy to do. So hopefully that's shown you how to use our MTP WPT wave price target scripts in TradingView.